Welcome this evening to the Link edition of this week. And we always promise to provide information you can use and opportunities. Tonight we're discussing information you can use, and let me introduce the issue first. Effective December 1st, if you owe a bank money and you want to pay it in advance, like if you have a tenure of 2 years and you want to pay back the money before the end of 2 years. Previously, you have been charged fees for paying early. Now you are going to be allowed to pay without those fees, which some people perceived as a penalty. Tonight, to explain and discuss issues around that factor, starting effective December 1st, is Mr. Daniel Babonereirwe from Banner Consult, 20 years of experience in banking and now doing consultants in the same space. Daniel, welcome.
Thank you, Samuel, and good evening, viewers.
Dan has been here before to explain, to speak to us about what your banker will not tell you. Today is here to explain to us what the bankers have told us on this issue. Dan, effective December 1st, early repayment on loans will be suspended. Is it something borrowers should be excited about?
Yeah, I think that's some very welcome news. As we have already said, what your banker won't tell you.
Yeah.
But many times we concluded and say, if he told you, would you believe? Now that is the same situation, I think, to believe.
Yeah.
Because the bank has come out really to show goodwill to its very good clients. In most cases, the good clients pay for the bad clients. Because it's from their money that we actually cater for losses of the guys who have defaulted. Okay. Now, they are saying, we want to recognize you and help you, our people who have always been paying us. So if you can actually want to go ahead and pay up before your due time, then it's welcome. I would rather miss making that money on you, but we shall still make it when you come to borrow again for another project. Okay. Yes, I think it's very welcome.
In the first place, why were your banks punishing us for paying early?
Some, I think, if the bank told you it's not a penalty, you would not still believe. Yeah. It's not a penalty. Most people actually refer to it as a penalty. It's a charge, just like any other commission. Okay. I mean, you sign a contract and say, I'm lending you my car. You are going to go with it self-drive to Mbarara. But should you not use it, at least refund half of the day. Pay me for half of the day. I think that would be understandable. So the bank is saying, we have given you money. We expect you to be with it for, say, 5 years. Okay. But after 1 week, if you came back and said, get back your money, I mean, the bank has lost a lot also.
What has it lost?
What the bank will not tell you is that every day around 10 a.m., different banks have different times and different names. There is a committee called ARCO. ARCO stands for Assets and Liabilities Committee. Okay. Every day, because we don't believe that the bank is also a business like ours, only that it's more serious about it. The bank sits and says, how are our assets today? How are our liabilities today? Then it looks at its cash flows. And it says, how much cash do we have at hand? How much can we lend? Are we defaulting on anything? Yeah. Is there something we have not seen? Where is the market going? So imagine, when we are talking about 5 million, 10 million, it doesn't look like it's really so much big. Yeah. But if you are borrowing in terms of 100 billion, say, they have just, if you go and today is the money you want to take the money, most banks will not have that cash flow lying it in its safe. No. It will go and either borrow from Bank of Uganda temporarily as it waits for its treasury bills mature. Because the loans make more money than treasury bills. Yeah. So when they get someone to take, they will get, say, treasury bills, rediscount them. Rediscounting is cashing on them before they are due date. They mature, yes. So they lose some interest. Now that is the loss they want you to not to put them through. Many times when they are lending it to you, they lose that money, but they don't tell you, it's not your problem. But here they have just lost that money. After 1 week,
you brought back their money.
You brought back their 100 billion. Yes, you are welcomed. You are a very good person, but you know, they say compensate us slightly because we have already put fuel in the car to drive it to your car, to your home, and then you say, I no longer need the car. At least pay that fuel which brought the car to your house.
But now it's no longer there.
It's yes. Now, but you see now it's like you have been a good client, and the bank, your service provider, which is in this case is the bank, has said, okay, we shall make losses, but we shall still serve you. We want you to survive and thrive in this tough environment.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think it's a good shot in the arm.
So a takeaway from you is that yes, while I'm gaining from bringing back the money, they are making a loss. Let's go into the fact. What do I gain when I bring it back early anyway?
You are in the first place. You are not losing very much by that charge. But it's a goodwill gesture, largely, because there are not so many people who pay upfront. Majority pay on schedule.
Yes.
Then there is also another critical minority which defaults and then pays behind schedule. So the bank is always more worried about those who will fail to pay than those who will pay upfront.
Okay.
So it's not so much of like the bank is going to lose, but for you as the client, the benefits now, and mostly for the general public, the benefit is that now you are free. I rant a new Luo word, Yoleng. The road is clear. You can now pay up without being charged.
Okay.
So what does it mean? It's an incentive for you to pay up. Now what happens when you pay up? When you pay up, remember our formula, you have the most principal to 0. You have the most time to 0. So you are paying 0 at that. Where you had reached, you are no longer paying anything. So it means rather than have this cash, then fear to take it to the bank that they will not give it to me when I want it.
Yeah.
You would rather pay up and then you remain debt free. Then if another borrowing necessity comes, then you go back to the bank.
And I hope that this really also works for mortgages. You know, people have mortgages and you can just and own the building. That means you're not going to put all the interest for all the 15 years.
Yeah. You see, when you are borrowing also, you normally want to agree to, and actually that's what we should always do. Look for your worst case scenario and say, if all things went bad, how much can I afford? Would the bank accept this installment? So when you have that, you still have more options. Should things go much better, you can still pay up.
Okay.
Should things go bad, you can maintain that installment until maybe probably you liquidate another asset which is not earning you anything. You might have a house which you don't get rent from and it's there, but you believe in the future you'll use it. But if times are bad, you can liquidate that house and pay up a loan which you see might get you problems. For example, now like the USA has just been announcing that they might withdraw.
They will withdraw AGOA in January.
Not scaremongering, but I mean, if you are in the area where you are supplying AGOA, it's time to look at your loans and say, what if it happened? They have not yet withdrawn, by the way. It's still yet to go to their parliament. But if I am a business person, it's now to get on the table and calculate. In case they withdraw, what do I do? The first option for a businessman is to look for a new market. But if the worst came the worst, how would I do with this loan? Yeah. It's the same thing with your mortgage. You can also pay it up.
Okay. How can borrowers take advantage of this thing? Now that the business-minded one, now I can pay up. Are there some hidden advantages to me?
The hidden advantage is that you can now actually boast much about it to the bank. The bank will not tell you that. Boast much about it that, you know, I'm a very good client.
I've even paid up in
I've always paid up front. Now it's time to bargain for better terms. If you have proved that you always pay better, why not go back also and say, but for the next borrowing, I want maybe a reduced interest rate because I'm very good. You
Give me
also
at
know
prime.
it.
Give me at prime.
Give me at prime. Depending if you are that good and if you have that weight.
Okay.
Hey.
Finally, are there any terms and conditions hidden? You know, people think that banks can't just do things. They have given away one and they can take away with another hand. Are we all foolproof that they have given us entirely this one as borrowers and there is nothing hidden? What do you know?
Now, that one, first of all, it has never been hidden, I believe. But majority of us, of course, at time of taking loans, we have talked about this one. At the time of taking a loan, you are not in the mood of discussing what if I pay up front. You are in the mood of when do I get the money. So you don't want to actually start changing clauses that will delay you another day. And the bank also is not in the mood of going to discuss that termination clause. No, they are looking at making the money and probably worried about where they won't get the money to lend to you if you are borrowing big. So it's not the time actually. So it's you can still look through your contract. Everything that governs the loan is in your contract. If it's not clear, you just seek some people. Go to the banker himself or any other person who can read through and interpret your agreement. Yes.
So we can be sure that this time the banks have said no fees, there is nothing hidden.
They have said your leng.
No, no terms and conditions, no small whatever print.
I mean, you still have to check check your agreement. There could be a clause that maybe shows that you must stay with this money this long or something like that.
At least 1 year.
Yes, because like what I know about, because you see, there are many other things that could hit you, not that one. Because I'm told some microfinance calculate a schedule where it's not adjustable. It's not the other amortization schedule that you will pay where you had reached the interest you pay. So you find someone has already lumped, you are paying, you don't know which is interest and which is principal. So you need to check what schedule you have, but it's that clear.
Okay.
Yes, because it will not eventuate until you want to pay up. Okay. And in any case, prepayment has never been refused. People have always been using it. If I had 100 million, I'm paying up to say 70 or 90 or 80. That one is prepayment. But if you
pay everything, then that was the issue.
But if you pay everything, for me, I've used it many times.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dan, for that. Viewers, if your borrower effective 1st December, you can pay, and they will not. Dan doesn't want to say penalize. Okay, they will not charge your fees.
They will not charge you
for that. We hope we added value to you, and that's something as an incentive. But this notwithstanding, read your loan document carefully so that you understand what you are signing up for. That was the link. Thank you for joining us tonight.